Good morning, Bougie Club. Happy Sunday. More importantly, happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there, to all of the men out there who stand in as fathers, whether it's your biological child or your stepchild, which I don't like that term. Once you all get married and become one, it's dad. You stand in that role as a parent. I don't like the term step parent, but anyway, happy Father's Day to the men. Ladies, this holiday is not for us. Our holiday was last month in May, Mother's Day. We have to recognize men and as fathers in their place in society, whether we agree with how they're fathering or not. We have to honor them as fathers on today. So for the dads, for the stepdads, for the men who stand in and fill in the gap, for those who aren't able, I want to say happy Father's Day to you. I want to say thank you. A friend of mine, who's actually a male, sent me a video yesterday that really touched my spirit and gave me a different perspective. So I'm going to show that to you all. And I also post a link in the event that you want to watch it, but I'll show it because I know people don't like extra steps. But ladies, I'm talking to my sisters because I've been guilty of this myself, where we tell each other happy Father's Day in the spirit of being bougie and wanting to change our communities. We have to recognize the men as men, and we have to honor those men who are being men. So ladies, today is not our day. Today is Father's Day. I was blessed to have 3 fathers. My biological father, who traumatized me, but nevertheless, he did his part in getting me here. So today, to him, Ernest Smith, if you're watching, happy Father's Day. To my dad, who raised me, who stood in the gap, who took me in as his own, and no one else knew that I wasn't his biological daughter. Him and my mother were never married, but that was my dad. Good morning, Miss Leisha. Henry Ector, as you're shining down and looking at me in heaven, happy Father's Day. And to Robert Murray, who is my stepdad, but at the end of the day, that's my daddy. Happy Father's Day to you. He doesn't have any biological children, but he fathers me. Even at 39, he fathers me. So to him, I say happy Father's Day. Ladies, we raise the men that sometimes we're disappointed in as men and as fathers. So we have to take some responsibility and quit holding them responsible for our irresponsibility in the unions we decide to make. You know, good morning, you guys. Madea says, in Tyler Perry's first play, Madea told The Diary of an Angry Black Woman, Madea told the girl, you got to check their background first. Ladies, we got to start checking the backgrounds first before we start laying down with these men. Because if we understood more about their backgrounds, then we can understand why they're not necessarily the dads that we want them to be. You know, we have to take responsibility and our irresponsibility in the decisions we make with the men we choose to lay down with and then subsequently have babies with. We have to take responsibility for our irresponsibility in the act of sex. Because we didn't do it by ourselves, true enough, but they didn't either. We made ourselves open and available. So I'm going to talk to ladies right now because today is Father's Day. So if you're feeling some type of way about your baby daddy, put that to the side and still tell him happy Father's Day, because at the end of the day, he gave you an awesome gift. Your son or your daughter, you didn't create him or her by yourself. So today I want you to step outside of yourself and call your baby daddies up. Even if you have a bad relationship and you don't have his phone number, but you know where he is on Facebook, tell him happy Father's Day. You know, we have to be the change that we want to see. And ladies, to be honest, some of us are vindictive. There's a lot of fathers trying to be the best dads that they know how to be, but since they're not being the daddies we want them to be, We deny them the ability to see their child. We barter our children as leverage for a child support check, and that's not right. Now, I feel all types of ways about my children's father. I got 2 baby daddies. One of them does the best he can, and I appreciate him for that. Even though our relationship wasn't the best, my daughter is with her dad now, and she spends every Father's Day with him that's available, because I think that it's important. I also don't badmouth my children's fathers in front of them, because my decisions had nothing to do with them. So I don't want to influence their opinions about their dad based on our relationship, because that was a decision that I made. But I'm just talking about me, and it took me years to grow into this. So I'm hoping that it helps a young mother today, or somebody who just hasn't been looking at it the same. We have to start honoring these men for men, as men. So quit being vindictive. Y'all don't want to let the baby see their daddy because he didn't do this. All he bought him, well, be happy all he bought him was a pair of shoes. Maybe a pair of shoes is all that he could afford, but you can't discount or dismiss his effort, is what I'm saying. If he's trying, give him, hey D, give him credit for trying, because it's hard out here. It's hard out here, ladies. If you laid up with a dude now, and he over there being a daddy to your kids, and he not being a daddy to his, I'm gonna need you to handle that as the woman of the house. Because see, I can't be in a relationship with a man that's not a father to his children and trying to play daddy to mine. That's not how that works. You know, when I started messing with my daughter's dad, he would take, you know, want to take my son to get a haircut. Wait a minute, you taking my baby to get a haircut? Where your son at? You take both of them or you can't take mine. That's just the type of woman I was. You know, so ladies, quit being vindictive. I know so many men who are trying. Y'all won't let them see the baby. If he get behind on his child support, y'all get to acting crazy. You know, I had a friend that texted his baby's mom on Mother's Day to tell her Happy Mother's Day, and her response to him was, "Don't be texting me unless you talking about some money." Really? Really? This man that you not with thought enough of you and to honor you on Mother's Day to say thank you for mothering my child, and your comeback was, don't say nothing to me unless you got some money? Like, we got to get outside of that money, because you know, my mom used to say mama's baby's daddy's maybe, but when you see men trying, give them honor today, whether it's their biological dad or not. If it's the man next door that's been helping you with your children, just saying a kind word, tell him Happy Father's Day, because he's part of your village. Honor your village. Ladies, some of this stuff, we want to be mad at men for what they are, for what they not, but we know the statistics. We raising them. We raising them. We raising them to be the men that they are and the men that they're not. And honestly, a lot of them don't have role models. So if you're a dad and you're a good dad, or you're a dad that's out there trying and you see a young man that's falling short on his duties, reach out and grab him today and say, son, you know what? It's Father's Day. Whether your kids call you or not, call them. Man, it's an opportunity for you to reach out and try to repair some relationships with your children. You know, our first episode of Epic Everyday Live, we had Angela Hill, and she shared her pain with how her father is a minister, but yet they don't have a relationship, and he won't have a conversation with her. Today is the day. It's Father's Day. Call your children. Tell them I'm sorry. I know I've been messed up. I haven't been there for you like I should have, but on Father's Day, I want to start all over again. Can we try working on repairing our relationships? Because Bougie Club, it's going to take all of us. It's going to take all of us as a village working together. Man, today is your day. I appreciate you. I thank you. Happy Father's Day. Miss Nelly, I appreciate your message, but you know, I raised my son pretty good. I did have a village, but I'm not a father, and I recognize that I can't teach a man to be a man. So today I'm not wishing any mothers Happy Father's Day, because I know several men who are single dads, and I never see on the timeline anybody shouting them out Happy Mother's Day for being mothers and fathers. So we gonna let them have their day in their own right and honor them as being men and honor them as being the heads of the house and honor them as being the leaders of our community. So we're not gonna try to overstep our bounds and step into their roles, because see, ladies, we want a man to be a man when it's convenient for us. But then on today, we want to step in their role. I can't be a man. I love chivalry. I want to play my role in my position. Now, sometimes we have to, but we can't take away from those who are doing their part. So I can't wish any mothers happy Father's Day today, because I'm not a father. You a woman, you not a father. Can you be doing dual roles? Absolutely. But today is about them. At what point in the year do we just honor men for being men? Ladies, we get Valentine's Day. We get Mother's Day. We get Sweetest Day. We get Christmas and whatever other holidays they decide to make up. The one day that we reserve for men is Father's Day. Let them have that. Let them have it. Honor them on today. Honor them for doing their part. Because now we complain about a man ain't this and that, but then we want to take their day. Today is Father's Day. The Bible say honor thy mothers and their fathers. We real good about throwing that around. So if we going to stand in the word, let's stand in the word. We're going to honor fathers today. Today is Happy Father's Day. If you see a dad, tell him Happy Father's Day. I don't care. If you see a man, tell him Happy Father's Day. You don't know if he had kids, it don't matter. Tell him Happy Father's Day. Tell him that you appreciate him being a man today. Tell him you appreciate him being the best man that he can be today. If you have a dad and you haven't talked to him, call him up, text him, you know, tell him Happy Father's Day. Tell him thank you if you didn't do anything else but bring you here. He played his part. Maybe that was his only role, was to get you here. See, a lot of us get upset because the men don't stay around. Maybe all his purpose was to get your seed here. Thank him for that. My biological father has a mental illness, and my parents were married, and my dad was around. But when my dad wasn't around, he had a mental illness. I never knew that that's what it was. They said, "Ooh, girl, your daddy is crazy." But during the course of living with him, you know, it was an abusive relationship. He was physically and verbally abusive to me. He was abusive to my mother. You know, he tried to kill both of us by setting the apartment building on fire, and the fire department had to rescue us. So for me, my experience from my father was traumatizing. But I have a little sister who felt some type of way that he wasn't present, and felt like I got something that she didn't. But for me, I was thankful that he was never around her. So sometimes we just got to be grateful that some of these parents aren't present. You know, we see on the news where you see the men who hit the baby too hard, and, you know, the baby ends up dying. So sometimes you got to be grateful that he recognized his weakness and decided to be absent. So you need to honor him in his absence, because he may realize that he's not equipped to do the job and that you are. And because he loves his child enough, he decided that it wasn't in the child's best interest for him to be there. Now, I wish my dad would have decided that, but he didn't. But even through those experiences, it made me who I was. So what I'm saying is, whether he's present or he's absent, whether he's doing all that you think that he should do or not, today on Father's Day, honor him, because he is a father. He did bring forth a seed. And I'm going to let you all watch this video because it really blessed my soul, and it gives a different perspective of men in society. It's by T.D. Jakes, and I'm going to post the link. But I'm going to share it with you all because I hope it blesses somebody. It blessed me. It was sent to me by a man. I shared it with my best friend and my sister last night, and it blessed them. So I'm going to play it for you all and hope that it blesses you. But if you don't get any takeaway from today, tell the men Happy Father's Day. And ladies, quit being vindictive and keeping these babies from their daddies, because they need their fathers. They need their fathers. You need to give them credit for where credit is due. And I'm going to turn this around and let y'all watch this video And when it's over, I'm just going to sign out. I'll be back to talk to you all later on. But yes, happy Father's Day to all the men. Ladies, this is not about us. So, y'all know I'm new at this technology thing. So, Grace Digital, thank you for releasing this video. And you all...
the challenges you go through, and I'm not minimizing what you go through at all, because you go through a whole lot. But just let me tell you, just so that you will know, since you have never spent not one day as a man, let me inform you quite clearly and emphatically that it is hard to be a man. That's why most give up on it, most quit, most faint from it, most fall because of it, and almost all of us die trying to do it. Yes, the devil is out to destroy men. If you look around this room, you will find many aged, gray women. Go to your family reunions and you will see grandmama and big mama and Aunt Kizzy, and they're all standing around in the kitchen talking about, girl, is that chicken done yet? I don't know, mama. Let me turn it over in a minute. Get that bread out the oven before it burns. But have you ever asked yourself, where are Grandpapa and Big Papa and Uncle Willie? What happened to Cousin James? What is wrong with our generation that there are few old men left? That means we have few compasses to chart the course and to lead us through the maze of trying to get to our destination on time. We have many men who model to us how to get started, but few that live long enough to show us how to finish. Show us how to make it through the different ages and stages of life, because the challenges of a 20-year-old is far different from the challenges of a 50-year-old, is far different from the challenges of a 70-year-old, and you need somebody who's been there to coach you through the process and look you in the mirror and say, keep coming, boy, don't give up now. I know you lost your job, but keep on coming, keep on, you can do this, don't give up, come on, boy, come on, I know your feelings is hurt, come on, no, you're not going to be able to do what you used to do 20 years ago, you're not supposed to, you're going to have to readjust and develop a new normal, come on, if you come on, you're going to get through this, don't give up, don't follow her, she's not the answer, she's a trick, keep coming this way, we don't. I'm going to talk to you tonight. See, you and Big Mama can sit around while y'all picking collard greens, and you can talk to her and she can tell you something. And there's an old woman standing on every corner full of advice ready to tell you, girl, well, this is what you ought to do. But we have few fathers, few voices, few compasses, few teachers, few leaders, few guides to speak to us in the process. And that is why we get lost in the journey of becoming what we were created to be. We get lost in the process. Some as early as 15 and 16 years old get lost in the maze of masculinity. Some make it to 30 and collapse under a bush of despair. Some are getting to the middle of their lives, changing their sexual orientation, giving up on women altogether, going after men, and you can't figure out why it is. There's nobody coaching us, saying, not that way, go this way. Come on, go this way, go this way. Some men are not articulate enough to say it, some are not thoughtful enough to speak it, and most are too private to admit it, but it is real hard to be a man. I want to make one comment about understanding men, and I think it is very, very important. Most women in our society were raised in homes where there either was no father, or he was a workaholic, or he was a silent person. So the man becomes, the male persona becomes a mystery in the woman's life.
My bad, y'all.
That craving need, because you were designed to have certain levels of fulfillment through relationship. We are sociological species. There is such an admiration that it leads to promiscuity, it leads to vulnerability, it leads to a lot of things. You can get a man easier than you can keep one, and this is why. One, you have been trained. When you get him, you don't understand him because you think he is another kind of woman.
Yes.
You talk to him like he is your sister. You handle him like he is a woman wearing a suit. And you are expecting him to love you in the language that a woman loves you. And that is not how we communicate. That is not how we communicate. Because we love differently, we don't love equally. Different does not mean lesser than. We are made to be different. We are not just different biologically. We are different psychologically. We are different emotionally. And what has to happen, there has to come a healing and a deeper understanding so that we become bilingual enough in our communication that you begin to understand that because he doesn't love in your language doesn't mean that he doesn't love at all. I want to say one more thing. I've got a 2-year-old grandbaby at home. She walks around the house dragging a doll all the time. She's already got a cookware set. At 2, she is practicing to be a wife and a mother. My grandson is not practicing to handle babies or to play a father. You have been scripted for a role all of your life that men have not been scripted for. And so by the time you get 18, 20, 30, 40, you've got 40 years of experience in building a persona because you have an idea of what marriage will be like that you built alone. Wow. You didn't build it with us, you built it by yourself. And then you want to bring us in like you brought Ken into Barbie's dollhouse to fit your idea. We are different, we love differently, we have deep emotions, we have deep compassions, and basically, if you can understand men, we are really quite simple. There are very few things that a man needs to be happy, but those things are critical. You may be working hard to give him something that he does not need at all and missing something that he's desperate to have. Listen, let me say to you why this is important. This is not just so important so that you can drop your handkerchief at Prince Charming to pick it up and run up the stairs. Whether you have a son in your life, whether you have an estranged father in your life, or whether you're a woman working in corporate America, you are going to have to speak to men.
Yes.
If you speak to a man in his language, if you negotiate with him with facts and not feelings,
yes.
if you come to him intellectually, you can win, you can get the contract, you can do the deal, you can get the business done, you can get your son away from gangs, you can get your son away from drugs, and you can win your husband. But ladies, let me tell you something about winning your husband. Be his wife, not his pastor. Stop preaching to him. Stop trying to condemn him. Stop turning your house into a sanctuary. A man needs a castle where he can do him. And when you start using the pastor against him, you make men hate church. The man must be the king in his house. Don't bring any other man's image in the house. And I think it will be important to say to women that are loose, but I want to say something to my sisters, and I want you to understand me well. The enemy does want to bind you. He does want to bind you. But I want to tell you something, sisters. The enemy really isn't after you. He really isn't after you. He wants to bind you. But he doesn't have to worry about killing you. You remember when David came down to Ziklag and the women were taken into captivity and the men had to go get the women and get them out. When he brought those women out of captivity, encouraged himself in the Lord and saw them transform, they didn't kill the women, they trapped them. And all through the Bible talks about women being trapped, talks about silly women being trapped, because the enemy wants to trap women, but he wants to kill men. So to the woman, we are talking about women that are loose, but when it comes the man, we are fighting for our lives because the devil wants to kill men. You know why? I want you to understand what's going on, sister. The enemy knows that if he kills your man or your son or your father, he doesn't have to kill you. You'll spend the rest of your life with your heart broken over who fell apart, who didn't love you, who didn't raise you, who didn't turn out like you thought, who wasn't there for you. He'll break your heart with what he does to your son and what happened to your father or what happened to your husband or your boyfriend, and he'll break your back as you carry weight that you were never built to carry because you had no man to stand by your side. And he'll seek to terminate and destroy the life of men because he knows he gets 2 for 1. When he gets a man, he gets you too. That's why in the book, in the Bible, it talks about in the King James Version to destroy everyone that pisses against the wall. It means to destroy everything that stands up when it urinates. The devil is after men. That's why when Moses was born, there was a decree made by Pharaoh to destroy every male child under 2 years old. He didn't wait till they got old. He started out early, wanting to kill them lest they become kings and giants and enter into their destiny. Men are on the hit list of hell. That's why when the baby Jesus was born, Joseph had to take him down into Egypt and hide him for 2 years because Satan had a contract out for men and he was willing to kill every male child until he got to that child, because the prophecy in the book of Genesis said that the seed of the woman would rise up and bruise the head of the seed of the serpent. My sister, he's not after you, he's after your seed. Well, what seed does the woman have? The woman's seed is her son. The prophecy is in the male child. He wants to kill your seed, your son, your father, the masculine voice in your house, until it becomes strange to your daughter to hear a man's voice in the house. So she'll be so desperate for the voice of a man or the touch of a man that the only man who ever touched her was the man who was laying on top of her. He's after the male child. That's why male children die of quick death more readily than women. More male stillborns than female. I don't just have to stay in the spirit, we can go in the natural. Our male baby boys die more readily at early ages, contract more diseases than their female counterparts. Hear me good. That's why insurance companies are predisposed to expect the man to die. They expect it so well that when a pastor builds a church, they want a key man policy on him. So if he terminates his life, the bill will still be paid. They expect him to die because he's a man, and that's what men do, they die. They expect it so well that they're advising women to have a plan because you outlive us by 10 to 15 years. We die. That's what we do. We die. We die with our backs bent over and our heads and our hearts broken, stressed out, wounded and hurting, trying to figure out what in the world happened to the great men. I'm not saying you're not a great woman. I'm not saying you're not a great wife. I'm not saying you're not a great mother. But it is difficult for a man to play a role in a house that he has never seen acted out in all of his life. And somewhere along the way, every man in this room has wanted to quit. And if he stayed, whether he took out the trash or not, and if he stayed, whether he got his degree or not, and if he stayed, and whether he's everything you want him to be or not, you owe it to him to tip your hat and say, thanks for staying. Because a good man is so hunted by Satan and sickness and diseases and heart attacks and cancers and curses and rejections and perversions that a good man is almost extinct. We have got to fight back.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope this blessed somebody's spirit today. You guys, it's hot. I'm sweating out here. Share it. If you see a man today, tell him Happy Father's Day. Honor the men on today, ladies. I'm not discounting the single mothers and what we have to do as single mothers at all. But today is the men's day. Let's honor the men today and tell them Happy Father's Day. Reach out to your dad if you haven't talked to him. Allow your children to reach out to their fathers. And if you think this can help somebody, share the video today on Father's Day. I love you, Bougie Club. And this is your girl, J. Penelope. Happy Father's Day and be bougie.